I'm sharing my screen with you. And we continue on with the imperfect. Like I did before, I'm only going to do one or two cards. Here, I'm only going to do one card. And like I did with the pretérito or the preterite or the simple past tense, what I'm going to do here is just look at one thing. And that one thing that I'm looking at are keywords and phrases to help you to recognize the imperfect. Just like there are phrases and words to help you to understand, let's say, the simple past tense or the preterite, the future, conditional. Well, the same thing is true when it comes to the imperfect. So let's look at it. A menudo. And a menudo means often. So this is something that you did, because remember, one of the meanings of the imperfect is an action that you did frequently. So a lot of these words that you're going to see is different ways to say that you did this action more than once, twice. It wasn't happenstance. You did it frequently because it's something that was maybe part of your schedule. So as I said, a menudo, a are varias veces. That means some or various times. So like when you do something sometimes or various times, it means that that it's something that is maybe part of your schedule. Sometimes I would go to the store at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. A veces iba a la tienda a las 6 de la mañana. Okay. Maybe on every Friday or whatever. Or often, a menudo, iba, hablaba, caminaba, whatever. But it's something that was maybe part of a schedule, but you didn't maybe you didn't do it all the time, but you did it enough that it formed a pattern. Cada día, every day. Cuando, whenever. Okay, now cuando can also mean when. It all depends on, like you say, cuando quieras. Oh, excuse me, that's a subjunctive. Cuando iba o cuando hablaba con mi mamá, I don't know. Can't think of another part of it. Cuando hablaba con mi mamá, escribía a mi papá. So whenever I would call my mother, I would write my father. Isn't that weird? Con frecuencia. But if you notice, all of these, it's imperfect in the sense that it's ambiguous. You do it several times or frequently or often, but it doesn't get down to anoche, like last night. Like the preterite is much more particular, a focus. It goes right to anoche, ayer, anteayer, very particular. Where this is just saying that you did it and you did it more than once. And that more than once was part of your schedule, frecuentemente. Frecuentemente, excuse me, siempre, toda la vida, de vez en cuando, from time to time, nunca, por un rato, muchas veces, tantas veces, todo el día, todo el tiempo. Todo el día means all day long, and todo el tiempo means all the time. So these are words. Now, that doesn't mean that every time you see the imperfect you're going to get these words. You're going to see these words, but it can help you, at least in the beginning, so you can get a sense of what kind of past you're talking about. And that's important because in the beginning, all this is, especially if you don't speak Spanish or you're not used to Spanish or haven't been around the language, you're going to have to, just like somebody who's learning to speak English, you have to turn the way you see things upside down, and you have to be conscious of it. So I'm going to repeat the words one more time. I mean, you can see them, right? But repeat the words one more time. And if you know, it's all about time here, but the time is ambiguous. Unlike in the preterite or the simple past, it's either one, preterite or simple past, where you're being much more focused, ayer, por la mañana, anoche, anteayer, el año pasado, la semana pasada. All of this is telling you when the action happened, and you can pinpoint it. Here it's just telling you in one way or the other that the action happened more than once. It wasn't happenstance, and it was more or less part of a schedule or something, right? Like you could say, cada semana llamaba a mi papá por teléfono. So I would, every week, I would call my father by telephone, or I used to call my father by telephone, or I would always call my father by telephone, or I always called my father by telephone. All of that, the sense of it, even in English, the sense of it is it's imperfect. It's an incomplete action. I don't know whether you still call your father by telephone, on the telephone, not by telephone. Oh yeah, by telephone, on the telephone. I don't know whether you still do, but I know in the past, it was part of your schedule. Whether it's still part of your schedule, I don't know. Where if you use the preterite, the simple past, I know, I might not know when the action began, but I know when the action happened. And I know that it's over. See, that's the important part, that it began in the past, it took place in the past, but much more importantly, it ended in the past. Imperfect means not completed. Preterite means the past. It's completed, it's over. So let's look at the words again. A menudo, a veces, varias veces, cada día, cuando, con frecuencia, frecuentemente, siempre, toda la vida, de vez en cuando, nunca, por un rato, muchas veces, tantas veces, todo el día, todo el tiempo. Okay? These are words that can help you identify the tense, the imperfect. Coralla Fickler McLean, welcome, WYLCONE.com. Thank you for visiting. And if this has been of any help, and if you would be so kind, if you could subscribe, I would appreciate it. I hope it has been of help. Let me stop sharing. Let me say goodbye and thank you. Bye-bye.